Welcome to Parenting with Vanessa Cologne. So today's topic is trust and building trust, and with children especially. And I'm at a preschool right now. My plan was to go home, but it didn't happen. So now I'm actually working. You can see the art behind me, different setup. So this summer I got a call from a parent who was very clear and just a lot of concerns going on about how her son runs off and constantly is running away at school. So not something that, and like camp will be really difficult. And he also needs a one-on-one in his school because of the running issue. And so mom calls, we have a long conversation. Sorry, things are just popping up and distracting me right now. And her biggest concern was like, is he gonna need a one-on-one? And so if you've been listening to my podcast or these videos, I believe we have small class sizes at KFS School, so it's a 1-to-3 ratio to me, and my team is highly trained to handle behaviors, so I wasn't too concerned. But after talking to the mom multiple times, because she was really nervous, and so just calming her down, I started to get a little nervous, going, okay, what is going to happen coming in? And if we have a runner, so of course the first day of school, I take him around the neighborhood, and I said, okay, and I introduced him to different people that work in the street, and I said, if you see him without an adult, can you call me? Just in case. And if you need to run, here's a safe zone that you can run here. And as, you know, we started doing the camp and everything else, like I would check in with him. Like, do you think you, like the park was a concern, right? The park, he did run once from the park, of course, you know, my teacher jumped a gate. We got him, no big deal. And then we started doing more interventions around just how to be able to work with him on not running, right? So my biggest thing is how do we keep him safe? And, you know, the next day after he ran, I asked him, I go, do you think you're going to run today? He's like, well, I don't know. If you are not fair. I'm like, what do you mean if I'm not fair? He's like, we just don't run. There's a safety issue. We're in San Francisco. You know, you can run and take off, and next thing you know, that's just scary. But I said, if you don't think you can handle it, then we won't go to the park. And he's like, wait a minute, no, I'm going to give you the choice. Like, we can either work together and figure out how to keep you safe. We're not going to run, and we trust one another because we're building on trust. And he goes, okay. So, well, today I can't go to the park. I'm like, okay, so we're just not going to go today. The next day again, do you think you can handle it? Do you think you can handle going to the park and not running off again? And he goes, I got a medium. I didn't get a thumbs up. I didn't get a thumbs down. I got a, So, okay, well, when that thumb goes here, we're good. And we're going to go to the park and we're going to practice on not running. And even, you know, and he'll run with the transition. The transition's too fast, or maybe like he wants to stay longer, or he just feels like something's not fair. And it could be anything. Well, we started doing this approach and it worked really well. Well, then we have a birthday party coming up at a park. So there's pizza, everything else going on. Oh wait, let me backtrack one other time. So then a week goes by or whatever, and I put a limit on something and he got really, really upset. And I had to go to the bathroom, right? So of course, like for a 2-second thing, and someone was in the room, and he decided that I'm going to hide from Vanessa. And the school has multiple classrooms, and I had a panic attack, which if I would have actually thought about this, none of the doors were open. He was hiding around the corner. And next thing you know, like I'm running around trying to call the teachers, everyone else, like figuring this out. And he's literally in the corner. And as a parent, like he's not my child. So my anxiety is through the roof. And then when I find him and his eyes, right? You can see those eyes with the kids. It's like, haha, I got one on you. And I'm all, no, you did not get one on me. And my anxiety kind of took over a little bit. And I got really, as I was so anxious, I wasn't fully as calm as I should have been. And I actually think that is important, that we could show children different emotions. And I told him that very clear, that he will not win this, and that I'm like, in the end, I will, because I care about him. And at this point, he's trying to go home every day. He's trying to get home early. He's trying to do everything else. And I'm telling him, like, I go, you can try and you can run. You can spit on me. You can hit. You can tell me I'm the worst person ever, but you're stuck with me till 2:45. And I care about you. And because of this, I'm not letting you do this. Like, you could push me away as much as you want, because that's what he's doing, right? I'm like, he misbehaves at another school, gets sent home. Here, I'm like, do what you want, but I'm still going to be here. I am going to be here because that's important, that you have to have that trust, that foundation. So whether you're going to hit me, you're going to tell me you hate me. And we have had a couple hits, so it is fine in there. And I said, and because I care about you, and I go, and you're not going to win. Like, you're not going to win on like going home. I'm not going to call your mom to come pick you up. And he just looked at me and he goes, you are the mean one at this school. It was really cute, actually. And I go, okay, I get it. Totally get it. But at this point, he would want, like, up until this day, he wants to go home early, right? He would come in with his little blanket, and I'm like, if you need to take a rest, and then make it a slower transition to come in, rest on the floor, and then you can come on in, right? But when you're ready, we're there. But I'm not going to push and push and push if he's already anxious coming in. But after that day, when I told him I care about you, and that even when you're acting like this, you're still with me because I care about you, he knew then that I meant what I said. And that was important. And by the way, I did call the parent and say that I did lose it a little bit because my voice did get up, because I was nervous when you think that you just lost a kid, especially in San Francisco. And I'm like, oh my God, that's never happened to me before. And that was just because I went to the bathroom for 2 seconds and he decided to hide right there. And my school, there's lots of hiding spaces, but no one's done it since. So we're still safe on that piece. But then the next thing happened, there was a birthday party coming in. I just see it says Shalom back there. I'm obviously at a Jewish preschool. So we've been talking a lot about trust, but it's a birthday party. And so I was like, okay, we're at a big park, a lot of people. Like, I'm already getting like, okay, this is either gonna happen, or it's gonna go either one way smooth, or we're gonna have another like, whoa, incident. So I asked him what he wants. I asked all the kids what they want on their pizza. And he goes, I want just a cheese pizza, cheese only, right? I'm like, okay, great. And so we're at the park, we're walking there, we're having a great day. The pizza comes, right? And wait, Lynn, for wait, as Lynn is talking to me on here, but wait until this story, you'll get it. So the pizza comes, and I told a couple kids, I'm like, listen, if we have a runner, like, this is a big park, like, I need all eyes on deck, like, even the kids, like, if something happens. So the pizza comes, it's not cheese pizza, right? Like, he's like, it's not cheese pizza. And I'm like, what? It is cheese pizza. It's cheese pizza right here. Takes off, zoom. And then I see my other little kid, I call him my little assistant, takes off, following him after us, because this park is like, a bunch of stuff going up. I mean, I don't know, the structure's huge, right? And it's like a mountain and a slide, and then you can hide anywhere. And I'm just going, oh my gosh, this is a lot. So I'm sitting here watching these two boys, right? Just like completely, one's following the other one, no, run. And then he's on the other side there, like on the monkey bars going. And like, I'm just going, okay. I could tell in his mind, he was trying not to run out of the park, but he just couldn't handle whatever. I completely lied. I broke his trust. And he's like, he stops. He goes, you lied to me. And I go, what? He's like, I said cheese pizza only. And I go, that is a cheese pizza. He's like, no, there's sauce. Oh my gosh. I'm like, sauce? You don't want sauce? I did not know you didn't want sauce. And I go, you're right, I lied. And in that moment, when I said, you're right, I lied, he completely, you saw his whole body, everything just went. And I said, please come down and let's talk about this. Let's have a conversation. You're right, I did lie. When I didn't realize that it was just cheese and no sauce, it was really like, I didn't know. Like, anybody in the right mind, they want cheese pizza? Yeah, of course. But you have to say, no sauce, please. That's what some people do. He walked back, and for the first time ever, I put my hand out, and he grabbed my hand and he walked with me out to the park. And then he watched everybody have their pizza. He didn't eat, he wouldn't touch any of it. His eyes were just down, and he looked at me and he goes, I know I'm hungry, but I'm just going to wait for the ice cream if that's okay for you. And if that's okay, Vanessa. And I said, that's not a problem at all. Like, thank you. Right. But that was a moment where that trust that I've spent so much time building with him showed. And like, he didn't run off and he didn't do it. And I was able to tell him like I was wrong. And then later on, we talked about the miscommunication and like how it looked like I lied, but that was really a miscommunication. But he needed to hear that I lied in that moment to calm down, to come to me, because I don't need a kid jumping across the, kids are fast. They're going to go and they're going to go. And so he had his ice cream. We had a great birthday party. That was amazing. And then a week goes by. We did get one run. He ran out. Luckily, like, he just ran and then turned around and goes, I want my mom, you know, of course, and he starts like hitting the air and doing stuff. And I came back and then was able to calm down. We talked about it. And then it was our last day of school, last day at camp. And there was an argument with another peer. You know, I got myself involved, worked with him on that. And he like started to run down the stairs. I'm like, oh no, you're not. Oh no, you're not. Here we go. Boom, there he goes. But this time, right before the front door, he turns into our classroom 1. So it's like right next to the door to me. And I was like, and he gets behind a desk and starts punching the air like he's going to hit me. And I'm like, oh my God, he didn't run out of the school. And in those 6 weeks, we got into a place where he ran, but he ran it in the school to a safe place. And then I just sit there and I'm like, let's celebrate. And he thought it was like, he's like, what? You're not yelling at me? I'm all, no, like, let's go celebrate. I'm all, you did not run out of the school. To me, that's progress. Yeah, you ran, but the fact you stopped yourself and not doing it, I'm all, let's do it. Let's go get some ice cream. Let's do something. And he just was so proud of himself in that moment that he just saw himself going, wow, I could do this. and like, she's not mad at me for the fact I just ran and it could have been a safety issue or whatever. I go, no, the fact that you stopped and went into this classroom, not out the door into the street, I'm going to celebrate you. Good job in like controlling your body and working through that. That is what I want to see. Right. And so the rest of the day, he like helped me clean the school. We did a bunch of stuff. He was my little assistant. He was great. And that was his last day. And he told me when he left, he's like, I'm coming back next summer. And I said, great. I know that you will. He's like, this is where I'm going to be next summer. And I said, can't wait to see you. And he gave me these Legos. And I go, I want you to put them in my office. And I'm going to keep them there for you until next summer. Well, let's fast forward 6 weeks after school starting or whatever. And the Blue Angels are performing. So I invite everyone over. And he comes in and first thing he walks in and I go, did you see did you see your Legos? And he did. It was that moment of like, he knows I'm like, you're still part of this school, even if you're not with the school, period, right? He had a great time with the Blue Angels. And at this time, I am leaving and I'm giving a tour with a friend who's like a tall guy, like really tall. And we're touring, there's no one downstairs, so everyone's upstairs. We're walking down the hallway, right? Sure enough, my little guy goes running right past us, and the front door is right there, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, there's no parents, no one's down here, and he runs right past us, and then runs into that classroom 1, and I was going, wow. And he had his shoulders back, and then I was talking to my friend Andre, and I said, hey, I go, he's my runner, like, and I go, why do you ask him why he runs? And he's like, I don't like being followed, right? But his shoulders were back, and he just showed me, like, again, I didn't run out the school. Look at that, I didn't do it. So he just did another repeat of what we just did. And in that moment, when I'm like on my tour with my friend here, and I'm just going, am I gonna have to run? Like, listen, I'm in my world, like, I deal with behaviors all the time. When you have other people coming in that don't see behaviors all the time with children, you get a little nervous because I'm like, is he gonna run out? Am I gonna have to like run after him? But no, he was like so proud of himself. He's like, look, I did exactly what I did the last time. I didn't run out of the school. And to me, that is the trust, that is what you build with the child. Being there and understanding that you have a part in this too. Like, he needs to trust, like, so me saying that I lied, you know, I did. But it was miscommunication too at the same time. So to be able to process that and to talk about it is huge. So this little guy has been back to the school a couple times. We've had no issues, no running. He's part of it. And it was the insight that I had one time when I said, listen, can you go give me a water? Or I asked something for like something else. So if a child is acting out, you want to make sure that you are, sorry, I just lost my train of thought, but that you're present and that you take responsibility in that piece. And you know, for him to come back to the school and say, can I go downstairs and get something? Yes. There is a moment where I'm like, oh God, is he going to run out? But I have to show him that I trust him. And that's it. And now he runs around, he goes around the school. And that was my intervention. Like, okay, I trust you, go. And there's times when other kids will leave and they're like, well, do you trust them? You're not following them. And I go, well, I trust everyone at this school. We have to all work together. And that's the key component when you're building trust, especially with a teacher and an educator and anything else. So that's my story of my summer with my runner, who is this amazing little boy who is learning he can trust adults. and he can trust teachers and that he's trustworthy. So you're seeing less behaviors when you have that going on. And that's all I have for right now. Listen, everyone have a great Thanksgiving. I am in the city still. So much for going home. And I'm just grateful for this, being able to talk about my kids. And there's some fun stuff coming, actually some amazing things coming in for next month, and I'll be talking about that later. If you have any questions or consultations, you can email me here, Vanessa Cologne, on my website. So VANESSAKAHLON.com. And thanks. Bye.